Okay, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Ananya and I recently started my YouTube journey and today I hit 500 subscribers. So I'm so thankful and so grateful to every single one of you who subscribed and commented and liked and done whatever. It's been really nice to see so much support on the channel. I wasn't going to be uploading this week or next week because I'm busy with level 2, but someone requested for this video and it just felt like the right time to be putting this out for people preparing for August, or you can just keep this in mind for the later attempts. And yeah, this is pretty important for clearing level 1 or level 2 or level 3. So I just hope this helps. Those of you who are confused about what the review process is probably, supposed to look like, it's basically a revision process, extremely important for an exam like level 1 or CFA in general, because there's so much portion that you cover in the past few months. It's very important for you to revisit it again and again to help retain the information for the exam. An ideal duration someone should spend on review is 30 days. But don't worry, if you're giving it in August and you just have 20 days and you're confused about what to do, I'm still going to be listing down everything that a person should probably do during the review process so that you're, equipped with what you need to do. The first thing you should be doing before your review process is to take a mock, because unless and until you don't take a mock to see where you stand after the entire preparation, you won't know what you're supposed to actually retain information about. So if you take a mock and out of the 10 subjects you're scoring lower for a few subjects, chances are you should be starting your review process for those subjects first and then give priority to the subjects that you're already seemingly good at. So take your mock exam as soon as you finish your portions and then get an idea of what accuracy are you getting in each subject. If your scores are in the 60 to 70 or 70 above range, you are decent and good to go. But if there's any subject that you're getting below that, then you should probably start your review process with those subjects. Now, if you're in a position that all your scores are above 60 or all your scores are below 60, then the right way to approach the review process for the subject list is to go from maximum weightage to minimum weightage. These are the CFA weightages assigned for each subject. Start from the subjects that have the highest weightage, because these are the questions you'll see more of. And it's completely okay then if you miss out on review for the ones that have a lesser weightage. Now, the target for you should definitely be to cover the review process for all 10 subjects. But this is only in worst case scenario. If you find yourself not having the time to review for all the subjects, go for the maximum weightages first. So what exactly should be happening in this review process? Well, you need to be able to revisit all the subjects, all the concepts, and actually remember what the topic was saying. If you're not able to remember it, you're supposed to relearn it as soon as possible. The 30-day review does not just mean you're going to be revising 30 days the entire subjects. It means you're going to be revisiting the concepts and then practicing all the questions again for these concepts. An ideal way to prepare is to do the topic and then practice the questions for it. But if you've not practiced questions, half or more than half of your review period needs to go into question practice, because the number one mistake students make about the CFA is ignoring question practice. And when you don't know how the questions are going to look, you will not be able to tackle the questions in the exam. So to revisit the review process and to revisit the actual subjects, you are not supposed to watch the entire lecture video again. Now, that should be your last option, because you do not have the time now to actually revisit it again and again. An ideal review time should be 10 days for the entire review process, ideally giving 1 day to each subject. But if you are on a time crunch, that becomes 2 subjects in 1 day. So you won't have time to revisit the entire lecture process once again. So either you should have made notes during your preparation time, or you should have a prep provider who does provide these review videos, or you should be able to revisit the Shweza textbooks and do a quick reading of it as soon as you can. The other ways to do a review process is to just look at the examples that are provided in the Shweza textbooks or in the CFA textbooks. The blue box questions or the blue box examples even in the Shweza, all of those are supposed to help you check how to approach the questions. Because at the end of the day, you're revisiting these topics to understand how you're going to tackle the question. So looking at these examples can be a good way for you to review your entire strategy properly. Now, there are very few free review resources available. I've attached all of them that I could personally find in the description below, so you can check them out definitely. As I said before, the review process includes practicing questions. When I say 30 days of review, 20 days of review, I don't mean you're revising the concepts for 30 days straight. You are revising for 10 days, completely devoting your time to practicing questions for 10 days. And the remaining 10 days, it's up to you. You decide to do a mix of both, or you just review, or you just practice questions. You cannot neglect practicing questions in the last few days before your exam. The practicing questions is the only way you can actually prepare yourself for a CFA exam. Because until and unless you don't accustom yourself to answering that question in 90 seconds or below, you won't be able to clear the exam on the exam day. So it does not matter what your review strategy looks like, as long as you are able to remember the concepts once again. You are doing a review to make sure you know what the exam is asking. But you won't be able to put that to use if you don't know what questions look like, which is why question practice should be given more weightage when you're doing the review process as well. Your goal should be to complete all the LES questions provided by the CFA portal and all the mocks that you have from your prep provider, from CFA, everywhere that you can find. You need to be able to properly execute the process of answering these questions in 90 seconds or lesser. If you're able to do that, then your review strategy was a hit and you are prepared for the exam. But if you're not able to answer questions in 90 seconds or less and get a 60% or above accuracy rate, you need to revisit these concepts again. Which is why after you do a review process for 10 days, you need to practice your questions, give a mock, and again see if you need another set of review. Because if you're not able to find yourself effective in answering questions even after the review process, you need to decide whether or not a second review is required or not. Lastly, treat the review process as a way to calm your mind and tell yourself that there's quite a bit of portion that you have retained from the past few months and that you are prepared for the exam. Review process is a very overwhelming and anxiety filled approach because you're very close to the exam day. You have to practice multiple amount of questions and you're just stuck trying to retain a few concepts that you probably cannot. So the only way you can deal through this entire process is to calm yourself and tell yourself that you're doing the best that you can. And this is what is required to pass the exam. And that was the video, guys. I've attached every single source that I think can be helpful in this journey of yours. Please do refer to them if you need them. They're in the description below. The main process, the main strategy is to keep yourself calm. If you're calm and if you're practicing questions and getting the accuracy that you need, you're good to go for the exam. So don't overstress, don't overthink, and don't overcompensate for things. The CFA LES questions are enough and the prep provider that you have is enough. Don't try to find new sources just because you think you have to practice more and more. Stick to what you have and you will pass the exam. Okay, I'm going to go now. I have to study, but I'll see you next time. Take care. All the best. You got this.